The stick concept is one of the most important pass concepts in football today. I'm almost willing to guarantee that you've seen this concept 1,000 times, but really just haven't noticed what the importance of it was. Today, we're going to break down this concept, why it's so important, what everybody on the field is doing, and why almost every offensive coordinator and head coach has this as part of their playbook, especially in the passing game. What's up, guys? This is Dante from East Coast Gridiron. Thanks for clicking on this video. Thanks for watching another episode of Between the X's and O's. And without further ado, let's go ahead and break down what the stick concept is. You see this a lot in second and third and fives because you can confuse your defense and have such a big gap to work with. Even if you got this, this cornerback going across the middle, you got a lot of things that you can work with here, and it really keeps your quarterback involved in the game. You'll see teams like the Miami Dolphins run this a lot, but usually you'll have in a 3x1 set, which is the base set of this. When we're talking about the sticks concept, it's usually a 3x1, 3 wide receivers, 1 wide receiver to the other side. Miami does this kind of opposite, since Tua is left-handed. They're going to favor his left side more than his right side on here. You could do a couple different things on this. Sometimes you could have this inside receiver go across the middle where it's kind of crossing here with this X receiver. And other times, usually this choice route here or this China route can come right back over the middle. But usually you're going to have the same primary. The Z is going to try to take its spot. I know Kansas City does a couple things where the Z, whether that be Kadarius Toney or Marquez Valdes-Scantling, they'll kind of cheat inside and then hit this, as a 9 route down the field this way. All right, so when we're talking about the sticks concept, it does have several different functions, but the main function is to get this Z receiver as open as possible down the field, or either to check it down to maybe the tailback or get it to a guy that's one-on-one in coverage somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and break this down. Basically what you want to happen is you want to take this strong safety out while the quarterback is reading through his progressions. His progressions are going to go somewhat like this: 1, 2, 3, with this wide receiver, this tight end, or either this, this secondary slot receiver having the third choice here. Out of everything, you might get a favorable matchup on the left side of the field on this free safety, where either this guy's going to cheat up and maybe play the halfback here in coverage, but most of the time you're not going to see anything here. This is just to occupy not only the safety, maybe this edge rusher, maybe this cornerback with 2 different routes. You'll sometimes see the tailback trying to favor one side or the other as far as cheating up with pass protection, which we'll get into that with the offensive line. But mostly we want to keep not only this nickel in the flat, we want to cheat this safety down and pretty much leave a favorable one-on-one matchup here, or to make the cornerback totally step up in the flat, this nickel stay with this Y, and making sure that this Z has got a favorable matchup with the safety. If you have a burner on your team, this is going to do some damage. As far as your protections up front, sometimes you'll have these guys on the swing. For a right-handed quarterback, you'll get the center to guard and the tackle on the left side. They kind of swing over, and these guys kind of cheat up and play man. So now you have zone, pass pro for your 3 offensive linemen down here, and then you're going to have your 2 guard and your right guard and your right tackle cheat up and trying to take this, either this 3-tech defensive tackle out the way. Sometimes you'll get where the nose tackle will actually be in like a 1 technique, and you're going to have these guys spying up. Usually it's pretty even with a strong front, where the total job of all your linemen is to take somebody out, right? Sometimes you'll have a backer that kind of cheats out here. If this is this strong side backer right here, he's going to cheat out in the flat and probably take care of this tackle while this edge is going to come around. But most of the time, if you do have a 1 tech here, you're going to double block this guy, and this guy's going to move up to the second level. And let's just say that this is a Mike here. He's going to go ahead and take care of that Mike and totally take him out the game. Either way, you want max protect. Whether these guys are playing some type of zone protect, you want man somewhere across the board, either 3 deep or 2 deep if they're taking some swing cuts here on the offensive lineman. So again, just to recap, you want your quarterback going through his progression. 1, 2, 3. If that's not open, try to find your either check down here or here. If the safety is biting down, you think you can get a favorable matchup here. You want to have pretty much max protect or either some zone protect here with maximum up front, man on your defensive line. And you want to also read where this backer is as well, as far as if you do need to check it down. You know, getting some type of yardage is not bad, but it's really to break open around, you know, 8 to 10 yards downfield. This is really where you're kind of attacking and trying to confuse this nickel and this safety here. But this is probably going to be your primary target up here every single time, and that's kind of what makes this unique, is that you can kind of look at all these receivers as decoying these guys and taking these guys totally out the play here on your defensive side. So yeah, as far as the drop back, you're in shotgun. I mean, he's just going to get his feet set, try not to heel click too much, you know, even if he possibly has to do a, you know, 3-step drop and immediately looking to this side to see if there's anything open, working through your progressions and trying to find the open guy. So there's a lot of versatility here, and this is why this is so important in today's game. All right, so not to confuse you, but let's just get a little weird, because we didn't talk about how this would be utilized in the red zone at all on paper. But I think the better example is to go and just see how this would be used, as far as what the receivers would do, what the offensive lineman would do in this front, and to see what everybody's assignment would be, right? So I believe this is Jaylen Waddle up top. Jaylen Waddle is going to run kind of like a post route up here. What I want you guys to notice is that Raheem Mostert is going to go in motion, and he's going to come down and run kind of like this little skinny fade route here. Mike Gesicki's job is basically going to be cutting this all the way across the middle, but he's going to get taken out the play, as you're going to see. You got your 4th wide receiver down here. Remember, we need somebody that's going to run in the flat, but he's going to kind of run like a China route back across the middle, and he's ultimately going to be the guy that gets this touchdown here. And then you got your last guy down on the bottom right, who's going to kind of run another kind of fade to China route, just trying to get to this outside pylon over here. So let's run the play so you guys can see how it's executed. It's pretty unique, and we'll see what Tua is going to look like here. So he sends Raheem Mostert in motion, and I want you guys to notice here that he's going through his progression. 1, 2, 3. There goes your progression right there. Mike Gesicki is locked out. This will be his original 3. This could kind of be a 3 right here, but I really think that this was probably what we call an alert, that if anybody was going to lock up this middle here, that now his number 3 progression will be Raheem Mostert, since he sent them in motion, alerting the fact that these guys are about to lock him up across the middle, all these backers here. So we'll go back through the play. Tua looks, 1, 2, 3, feels the pressure, spins out, and Mike Gesicki's out to play. Jaylen Waddle's in the back of the end zone, but he's an ineligible receiver for stepping out now. And that wide receiver that was in the slot goes ahead and gets that touchdown there. So as you guys see, let's just run a play again. Tua motions Raheem Mostert. Now I want you guys to look right here on the offensive line. Very, very interesting, right? Max protect. Nobody was playing zone. I mean, you could have played zone with these guys, but we're doubling up here, getting a double block, which allowed one guy to come through. But the job is to make sure that this whole front was taken care of to give Tua time. I mean, you're not gonna blame this guy for making an athletic play, but this is max protect right here, to able to get the ball out and to be able to have their routes develop downfield. It's part of stick, right? You want these routes to develop downfield in every way. So let's go ahead and play to play. Goes through his progression, 1, 2, 3, rolling out, gets it to the slot receiver, money. That's how you run the stick concept. All right, so this is another stick concept that I've seen Kansas City run several times so far, and one thing that I do like is the creativity here. You could run a lot of your receivers, you know, basically off of what we said. You know, you kind of want to have this flat receiver here, but there's variations of stick concept, right? The variation that I'm talking about is not only max protect up front, but using your receivers as extra blockers to cause a diversion downfield. So what I mean by that is right now we're looking at pretty much a cover one situation, which stick concept is a cover one buster for sure. Especially if you have one single high safety that's on the opposite side of the field of where you're trying to target. Now, when we're breaking down this play, what's going to happen here is, I believe this is Jerick McKinnon. Jerick McKinnon is going to come up and just block this edge. Because if you're looking, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head up. You have this guy that's on its own. This guy's probably going to be on Travis Kelce. And you got these guys pretty much locked up on this side, right? Right here out of shotgun formation. So what we're going to account for is Jerick McKinnon is going to come up here. He could have ran a route, you know, a nice little Texas route here. But I think they're calling for max protect even with the halfback sitting in the backfield here. Travis Kelce is going to run right over the middle, which what you're going to see is going to cause a distraction not only for this safety, because he's going to see a bunch of guys in the middle of the field kind of bunched up here. And what I mean by that is you're going to have this receiver that's going to come up and he's going to act like he's running a route across the middle and take this guy out the play. You're going to run this little underneath, get this nickel out the play, which is going to leave Kadarius Toney right down the field to score this touchdown. So let's go ahead and see how all that's going to pan out for Patrick Mahomes here. So as you see, starter steps, guys picks it up. So unfortunately, I said that this guy was going to be on Kadarius Toney, but actually it looks like the nickel came out and stuck on this man, so he's playing pure man-to-man here. But as you're going to see is, I don't know why my video is messing up here. What you're going to see is Kadarius Toney. The safety was too far out to even know that he was going to get thrown to at this point in time. He had so much field to cover. But what I want you guys to focus on is you pretty much got everybody locked up here. You got this man locked up down here, and you have your max protect up front. Bam. Perfect throw. You want to hit him on the hash marks. This is what we call hit him on the backside hash near the pylon. It's one of the most difficult throws to make. It was right on the money. Play the rest of the play here. Bam. Goes and gets it. And that's a touchdown every single time from Patrick Mahomes and the boys. I hope you guys now understand why the stick concept is so important, because you can do so many things, but having that 3x1 set, you can be so versatile with not only your running backs, but you can get crazy like what the Chiefs did as far as getting everybody in max protection to cause a diversion for somebody like Kadarius Toney to get down the field and get a pass thrown right on the money. It's all on how you want to slice it. Like I had said, it's a cover one buster for sure, but it's very, very good in a lot of different coverages, especially if guys are playing man. It's a lot of different cool stuff with the stick concept. Hope you guys learned something new today, and keep an eye out for it. If you see a 3x1 set with a single backfield, sometimes in 11 personnel, you might be seeing the stick concept coming down the pike. So thanks everybody for watching. This has been Dante from East Coast Gridiron. Let me know the next concept that you want to see on a video, and we'll explain it. Put your comments down below. We appreciate you guys. Hit the like button for Don. Appreciate it.